und Stau und so fehlen ja noch ziemlich viele. Deswegen fangen wir heute auch wieder zu spät an. Ich habe aber eine grundsätzliche Ansage oder eine Frage zum Ablauf heute. Gleich wird Jakob mit Clive mitarbeiten, also Jakob probt und Clive wird irgendwas dazu erzählen zwischendurch. Und um 11:15 Uhr erwarten wir Pressebesuch. Helber von der Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung ist bereits da. Es kommt noch jemand vom Backtrack und jemand vom Deutschlandfunk. Und wir wollen gerne ein bisschen bei der Probe zuhören. Jetzt haben wir uns gefragt, ob es schlimm wäre, wenn die Pause erst um 11:45 Uhr wäre, da wir ja alles irgendwie ein bisschen zu spät im Ablauf sind. Gibt es irgendjemand, der da ein Problem hat? Dann gehe ich davon aus, wir fangen ja etwas später an, dass das in Ordnung ist, dass alle bis 11:45 Uhr durchkommen. Dann ist die Pause allerdings, die geht dann bis ca. 12:10 Uhr, also etwas länger. Und die Presse...
Sorry. Wollen wir die Pause dann einfach wieder 35 Minuten machen wie gestern und vorgestern, einfach, dass die Pause dann die eine ist, die lang ist, dann müssen wir 2 Pausen machen. Ist das okay?
Also wir werden dann halt bis 11:20 Uhr, 12:20 Uhr, also 11:45 bis 12:20 Uhr wäre die Pause. Und die Vertreter der Presse würden sich freuen, wenn Sie mit ein paar Leuten aus dem Orchester sprechen dürften, hier im OPS. Das heißt, wer Lust hat, mit der Presse zu sprechen oder sich berufen fühlt, kann man gerne hier bleiben. Das bedeutet aber genauso, dass in der Zeit hier nicht geübt oder gespielt werden kann, weil es sonst zu laut sein wird. Das ist also ein Grund. Also, neuer Plan 11:45 Uhr bis 12:20 Uhr, Pause heute. Und ja, die Presse wird da sein und die Session heute Morgen wird live gestreamt, aber ich glaube, das wissen wir schon alle, hoffentlich. Ja, ich glaube, wollt ihr jetzt anfangen? Sorry.
Danke. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you all. We're starting with the Scherzo.
So who do we not have?
Okay, so for the plan of today, we're starting with Scherzo now. We're rehearsing the Scherzo. We're getting a lot of input from Clive, and then we're also going back to places in the other three movements in which we can try out some of the things that we heard about yesterday, and we can explore more in terms of tempo flexibility, vibrato. I would love to try out a little bit of the bridge portamento we talked about yesterday, so maybe we can find some good places to try out that. And then for this afternoon, after the lunch break, at 3 o'clock, we do this kind of pre-dress rehearsal of the whole symphony. And I do not anticipate that we need 2 hours for that. So we do the piece, we kind of get a final idea of what we worked on in the last 4 days. And we may be doing some corrections or some places again, but it's not kind of, we won't over-exhaust these 2 hours. Okay, let's start with the Scherzo. And I would go further, I would love to go further in terms of how we frame the different kind of musical ideas also in terms of the tempo. We explored that a little bit with horn call always being much more free in time because it's a solo moment, and then the tricky passages being more fluent, more fast. I would also like to try now that we find a tempo after B, like in Bar 70 and the following, that is more relaxed than what we have at the beginning. And then with this crescendo that we have in the 80s, that we go back to the original 50 tempo. But let's just try this out and see how it feels. And I'm doing this in English now so we can cooperate here easier, yeah? Just, okay. Closing notes in forte, in this acoustic, but also in other acoustics, that always have like air at the end of the note. Sometimes we get a dum bum bum ba. We get a little bit too kind of, yes, it should have an accent, or it should have kind of, that's the direction of where we're going. But let's always have like the feeling that the note kind of can breathe, because otherwise it sounds just a little bit too dry. Just a technical question, wissen wir über die Posaune, war das kommt ja noch oder?
Weiß nichts.
Okay, danke.
Wie wisst ihr was mit Uhr? Danke.
Okay, danke schön. In this duo, in this kind of unequal can we kind of experiment a little bit more with kind of making these two notes in the order a little bit more unequal? For example, in the horns 82 and 85. And I think, Clive, if you agree, if there is kind of the middle of a hairpin, that the second note can come early, so that the kind of the metrical, the accent kind of goes on the 2 instead of the 1. Yeah, it's a little messy. Yeah, yes, okay, let's try this opening once more, and especially also about 25, yeah? Let's kind of, it's a short note, but let's make it not too dry, yeah? Which is a challenge in this room, but I'm sure we can do it. And I like the freedom at the beginning, but let's kind of retain this sehr schnell idea, in terms of just like not the actual speed, but the character, yeah? Let's do this opening once more. The closing note. Trumpets, can we have a little bit of ba-dam, ba-dam, the accent on the second beat, because you're the only group that does it, and also in 2/4. Can I just have once more for coordination, bar 11 for the strings. 1, 1. So the important thing is that we don't rush yet in the crescendo in your second bar, because then otherwise the second violins don't have a chance to jump on the moving train. Yeah, let's try bar 11 once more. Just the strings. And then you can come in just like a nanosecond earlier. So a good meeting point is bar 19, and then of course also bar 21. So if we kind of just check in with our colleagues in these moments, yeah? Yeah, of course, of course. And I think it helps if we don't accentuate bar 20. Yeah, if we really think in two-bar phrases, also don't accentuate bar 18. Let me think of that as a 6 doublet. Yeah. Okay, tutti, beginning, please. Haben wir was gehört? Okay, super.
Ja, 2 Minuten.
Perfekt, danke. And Tim's from bar 13 once more. That ba-dam, 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 because the 16th notes are running already here. So if we also could have the feeling that we're not pushing forward, but we're kind of keeping it going all the time. bar 13, that's the second ossumentary. Trumpets you can be a little early as well. Just kind of trying to keep it moving. Same thing?
Sorry. Welche Dynamik spielen wir in Takt 17? Noch mit Piano oder Mezzoforte wie gedruckt?
Lass uns mal beim gedruckten Mezzoforte bleiben. Ja. Okay. Selbiges nochmal. Same thing once more. Good. Everybody. Bar 11, please. That we have the feeling that these are 2 bars and 2 bars. Yeah. And can we think legato? Can we think legato? 61. Just strings. 1 and. Same thing. We're not quite coordinated. Let's do this again. For everybody, that bar 49 actually has a little bit of going forward, yeah? Ram, bam, 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 yeah? Because now the running 8th notes start in double basses and cello, and that kind of, for me, just wants to push forward a little bit more, yeah? Can we try that? Pierre-Antoine, for your I think you could stay on the high note a little longer. What do you think, Clive, to make this even more kind of operatic in that sense? Okay, second horn call, that is bar 27. What we had yesterday so beautifully in the last movement and the first. Let's always kind of, from the feeling, anticipate these brass chords. Yeah.
It strikes me that cellos and basses ought to be more in the upper half of the bow.
Yes. Clive says that he would like to try out that is a little bit more in the upper half of the bow. Can we try that?
And also the tremolando, I think, above the
Aha.
trying to make too much sound.
Maybe that also helps with this legato feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the upper strings certainly are doing it.
Yeah.
I think the cellos should be following.
I like that very operatic kind of exhaustion of that chord. So let's do letter A. Letter A. of relaxed 67 and 68, especially 68, and then we are slightly under what we had before for 69. So let's not push here anymore, yeah? Very good. I think for every time we have closing quarter notes in the brass, which is dum bum bim bum. Let's always kind of phrase towards the last. Bum 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 bum, and ends like this. And winds also, I think, 53, 54. Also think crescendo. Dia, 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 dia. Yeah. Let's do A again. And let's remember this idea of not showing the difference in the 16 notes between the down bow and the up bow too much. Yeah, that it's really one phrase. We're getting there. Sometimes we get a little bit. This.
I think that you have a long line, but maybe.
Yeah, it's still to my taste, correctly, but I think it's still too. It sounds a little bit too crisp. Yeah. Yeah. Let's try more like a feeling like that, which kind of underlines this tremolando in the other one. No, not stressing. Never stressing. A again, please. A again. The third of B without first violence, to just get settled in this slightly more relaxed time. Yeah? 1, should they still swing in some way, or what would you propose for this wind band?
They shouldn't be stiff.
Yeah.
It's definitely not stiff.
Yeah.
Yes, they should swing. Because that's the head of the music.
Yeah. Yeah. So if we always think in that figure, then the second note of the duplet comes slightly early for our feeling. Yeah. And I think second violence, you can use that crescendo more. And I think if you crunch the first 4 notes and arrive early on the third beat, then we get a little bit more of this kind of Ländler feeling here. And also celli, I think we can experiment with also bringing the second bar slightly. Yeah. Trying this out to bring kind of the highlight of the phrase a little early. Yeah. Let's do the same. Still without first violence. 1 and 2. Marcato, I think the notes come in. Maybe I said something different 2 days ago, but I think if they now can be a little shorter than what you just did. I'm sure I said play longer. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Let's meet in the middle. Can we try once more? Double basses. Can that, even though it is pianissimo, the notes be a little bit more wham bum bum bim bum, wham bum 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 bum, giving the one of every two bars just a little bit more emphasis. Okay.
The cellos are doing some nice portamento there, but you could move a little more slowly between your shifts. Just really enjoy the effect of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, second violins just exaggerate that. Yeah.
Just a bit.
Sorry. Oh, you can, yeah. Can you show once? Yes, and not stopping before the third. Really going for it. Yes. Yeah. Yes, something like this. Yeah.
Maybe there should be a break.
Oh yeah. And then stay longer on. Yes, I'm always singing it short. That's true. Die Eins sozusagen mit dem Schlag nur die 3 einfach früher, dass ihr mehr Zeit auf der 3 verbringen könnt. Als expressives Moment. Ja? Okay, can we put that together? 61 tutti, please. 61 tutti. One, two. It sounds a little stiff when we get into the crescendo. Let's always have a free arm. Yeah.
Very specifically says gespringt an der Schippe. But that's right there. No, it's probably what was usually marked as puntadatto things. Or the French treaty says when you play that right at the point, remember the one I did last time over here?
Yeah.
And he, as an example, he gives the Mendelssohn Midsummer Night's Dream music. Very old, which of course everybody plays with the string.
And I still think we have a little bit too much. I think in these 8th notes we have a little bit too much this idea of every note has a beginning and then relapses. If we really think of so really thinking a legato line. Yeah.
69, we're talking about our what I hear now is that it seems for me a little like mechanically, because this is a place where it's technically not necessary to make
Yes, you do want,
but it's okay when we do it every time.
No, I mean, just do it where it feels comfortable. And I don't think you all have to do the same thing. People didn't want it. So you play it when you feel it works. Yeah. Okay. And if it comes out before the middle, it's great. If it doesn't matter.
Well, we can agree to do it in last 17 one.
Yes.
Well,
plötzlich spontan.
Yeah. They would very much depend on the reading section.
Yeah. Like today, right? I mean, everybody plays differently, and that's the... Okay, for the winds in C, I would propose, because at least in the score, it is written differently. But I would always make the highlight of the hairpin is the third beat. And if we also could experiment here with so kind of crunching the first notes to arrive a little early on the third beat to give that hairpin a little bit more of meaning. And then also kind of helping with the forward motion. So so one or two starts in piano, and then we are already in mezzo piano 105. So every of these iterations starts a little stronger.
Ja. Wenn wir tatsächlich in 69 gleich ein bisschen vorangehen, müssen wir dann in 70 die letzte Viertel wieder ein bisschen später spielen. Das ist manchmal noch ein bisschen früh, da haben wir ein bisschen mehr Zeit für die Nachschicht.
Ich glaube, ich würde annehmen, dass diese Idee von Nachschlag immer noch präsent war. Und dass der Nachschlag aber nicht gefeatured wird, sondern einfach passiert. Clive, we're having an interesting question here about the Nachschlag of the trill.
Oh,
So,
which one?
so for example, in bar 102 for the violas, for example.
Yeah.
I would assume after reading the chapter in your book that like this idea of Nachschlag was still present.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody would have thought of leaving off the Nachschlag this days.
Yeah, but also not as a featured thing, but just as the
Yeah,
natural
just
end.
normal ending of the
Yeah, cool. But in repeated figures in C, for example, for the second violins as well, or is that?
Yeah. They might just play
Aha. Yeah. Also very much nur eine Note.
Yeah.
Ja. Irgendwas auch nicht Messbares sozusagen, also genau auf dem Taktstrich. So, ja. Okay, let's try again. I would like to hear the second thing again. Let's go again from 61, and I still think 69 and the following still sounds a little bit too loud in general. So if we could kind of explore the lower regions of dynamics a little bit more. 61.
I think they would still be beginning the trills from the upper note in general.
Which is something that you hear in early recordings even in the 20th century. Sometimes it is from above the note, but you hardly notice it because it's not a feature.
It's like a little accent at the beginning. It's not longer than the other accents, just. But the treatises still go on way into the middle of the 19th century. Hence, you should start with this from the accents. So most people really get trained that.
Okay, let's explore making that not obvious. You know what I mean? That we don't say, oh, we're doing it from above, and then you show it, but it's just like part of the vernacular in a way. Yeah. Let's do about 61 again. 61. But we can pick up a little tempo again, yeah? And I think horns, it would be great. Not waiting before the accent. Almost early as well. Can we start directly, please, with this horn thing? 81. And try to always kind of, for now, as this is a workshop, exaggerate the earliness of the second note. Yeah. 81. 1, 2, 3. Strings, C strings only. And let's try to find a natural way of speeding this tempo back up. Yeah? Caesar. 1, 2, 3. Let's try this again, and I still think, to my feeling, maybe I'm obsessed with it now, but I think the 8th note sound is still a little bit too stiff.
Yeah.
In terms of just how the, yeah, I don't know.
This is like sweat, like
yes, and to retain that in forte as well. You know.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah, this is nice. Good, once more strings, please. And let's swing these 2 bar phrases also in the cello. 1, bum, bum, bim, bum, bum, 1, bum, bum, bim, bum. Sorry, I wasn't done yet. Sorry, I was still singing. But you get the idea. Yeah. See. 1 and 2 and go. Let's try it all together. 2 bars before C, tutti. 1 and 2 and and violence, let's remember we are pushing towards D. So help us with the 8 notes. Can we try once, just in terms of unequalness of notes? So almost kind of with this last note, that the last note gets not dotted, but maybe tripletized. Yeah, can we try this? 2 bars before C. 1 and 2 and... The main horn call theme comes back like in tutti with everything that's going. How would you handle the duplets? Would they be more stiff now because they have the daggers, or
yes?
Yes. So they can be quite literal in that. Okay. Just an information for the violins. You asked last time when we did this, because in this B flat thing we have, and in the end you don't have it, right? You have. It is like this in the autograph, in the one copy that is important. So let's keep it that way and think of a reason why. Yeah.
So just one question. Bar 100. 29, it's sort of 11, 7, and then
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. Okay, let's just do this once more, the finding of D. And let's all push more also in the quarter notes in Shelley and basses before D. Yeah, let's never stop going. 2 before C again. 1 and 2 and almost excellent. This is the only one of those beginnings which goes to nothing, because there's no crescendo here. He starts in pianissimo and goes back, so maybe we can afford starting in pianissimo, 5 and then going back, yeah. Because otherwise, the effect of just is a little bit too. And I think, Pierre-Antoine, this one can be the slowest because it's also like the furthest away. So kind of play with it in terms of kind of, we're exaggerating now, of course, everything. But I just wanted to say this, I really quite like that. So at least for this afternoon when we do the run through, I would like to keep that because I think it feels so charming to have these figures kind of with a speaking like idea of why the happenings there. Yeah. Okay, so let's do England. Yeah.
The wind is a really strong key for 145. So we start like the beginning of the first movement, like out of nothing, or just with the really beginning.
I would define that a little bit more because it's just like this.
Also in the beginning.
Also in the beginning. Yes, yes. This is the movement where he changed the most in terms of crossing out empty bars, because he was obsessed with numbers. As many of you know, he had this kind of Zählzwang, that he had to count everything and everything had to line up in bars of 4. So in the first version of that symphony, which is in the Blue Book, there's always 2 more empty bars after the horn call and then 2 more bars at the end. And he crossed that out before he sent it to Berlin because he thought they would not appreciate that. So, but I still think this idea of kind of this ending in nothing and this is a good one. Yeah. E.
Yeah, it seems to me that all of those rests are not strict.
Yes, exactly.
So that whenever you feel right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You want to do this again? E. That even very nice violins, and I think this 151 is the only quarter note in this piece that I think we can afford playing just a little bit more. Yeah, I don't dare to say longer, but kind of, yeah.
But very, very quiet.
Very quiet. Yeah. It's just like this kind of idea of all of the hunting party goes by. Yeah. Let's start 145 after the horn call. tempo now, so we can relax this figure as well a little bit. Okay, we're talking about this ta-da, to think of that even more legato as well. You know? Just if you want to try that. Also here now from 165, I'm almost bringing that accent early. I would like to try that once, how that feels. And I will start F just a little bit under. So it's like it's the zweites Thema tempo here. Yeah. Let's do one last time 145. And I think, Anton, you can afford to just wait a little longer before you start with this loud encore.
I think that the forte is more provocating. I mean, it has a different meaning.
Yeah.
Because of the key.
Yeah.
And because of the forte for the first time.
Yeah.
So I feel it's more disruptive in a way though.
Oh, interrupting what has been going on before.
Yeah, that was the way I was seeing it.
Yeah. I'm thinking more like this kind of a little bit horror movie moment where there's like silence and then it hits you, but it just has this like 1 nanosecond more of scariness if that comes when you don't I don't know, just making things up as usual. 145, one last time. You do what you do. Surprise. Also this please short the last quarter note here. 219. Aha. Okay. Yes. Yeah. First violence. 165 and the following. The little grace notes that place them on the beat. Yeah, and I hear
on the beat.
And can we also here have one impulse per bar? Or every 2 bars. Because I hear a little yada da 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 as if we want to hold that quarter note a little bit too much.
One not. It's not the best.
No, we're getting a little bit out of sync. Let's do 163 strings only. 163 strings only. And even though this looks extremely copy and paste, you know, all these bars look the same, let's always make sure that we check in with our colleagues every 2 bars at least, yeah? That we know that we're still somehow starting the bars together. What then happens in the bar is not as important, but like the downbeats should be more or less together. Yeah. That's the idea. 163, that's 2 bars before first. Yes, the string crossing takes much time. Rather. Yeah, don't think about the second eighth note. If the bow hits the string, that's fine. If not, it's not that important. Yeah. Yeah, this is also one of those domestic care cases, I think, in terms of finding just the tone.
I think it helps at the moment to say that we don't have a...
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like this now.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's like this, it will be easier.
Yeah, just think of it as a kind of ostinato rhythm in a dance thing. You know, it's a dance movement after all. And it's just an ostinato that is not every note is important. Okay, directly Friedrich, tutti.
When we go, for example, from 169 pianissimo to 177 piano, and with this crescendo before, how should we read it?
In that context, it goes from triple P to 1P.
Only in this way.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, everybody, F. And I like wins if we think of some special color for this. I don't know if that's a moment to maybe do a little vibrato on that. Just on the first beginning of that accent. That could be something to try. Yeah? Friedrich, tutti. It gets faster than it has to. Yeah, it rushes. Yeah. Same thing. Yes, sorry. One last thing. This is pianissimo, and then after a few bars we have to go to triple P. Let's start a little bit more, just a little bit more concrete. I dare almost not to say. Short, the downbeat of 219, please short, nobody long. 211, I think if we dare to play louder, this first chord, really triple F with an accent, and then drop back, and then make a little kind of crescendo feeling in the last two bars again, yeah? Otherwise the effect is just not as striking as it can be. First violins, let's always remember, don't push this. You know, I know there's a lot of shits and a lot of stuff, but instead let's take our time also for something like the PP sempre in 185. We all reset just a little bit. Yeah,
Go forward, and then we have time to have
yes, absolutely. Yeah, always. There's always time to do that. Yeah, okay. Let's start directly 4 before G and down. Yeah. I mean, with these Nachschläge, if it happens, it's great. If some of you don't do it, it's also good. So it's not that we need to kind of make this a thing, yeah, but just keep in mind that this would still have been going on. Yeah. H. Has to just be more 303. It just has to be more in the violins. Whole bow, basically, for these things. Just in terms of sound. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
I would only say so the last
So maybe it was maybe, yeah. But in any case, not too rigid. Yeah. Yeah. Let's remember.
I would also think about the metric relaxer. So
yeah.
not too much.
And K is the place where we kind of expect it to be relaxed again a little bit because we expect the second finger to come back, but it doesn't. So we relax just a little bit, and then it gets kind of a little bit more nervous sooner than we would expect. Yeah, this is one of those micro things. And then I would love to push in 296 and 297. Not to make the first violins unhappy with the trills, but to kind of keep the momentum. And then 303, as I said, just let's think all like whole bow basically for these 16 notes, because it's just even here, and I'm standing right next to you, it just doesn't sound dramatic enough. Yeah? Let's do Ida. And remember, cello and bass is 267, more in the upper half of the bow. Yeah, not too much spiccato. Yeah. No spiccato at all. You don't even know the words. It's like a red left. Okay, Ida. Before 303. Da bam bam bim bam some holding back, which kind of destroys the whole idea of just like, we want to go to that theme again, yeah? Second violence can sound also a little bit more exciting, I think, 292 and the following, when you move up with these sequences, yeah? Always use the first beat in the bar to kind of gain momentum. And very good wins. Let's keep this idea of the even here, even though when it's faster. Directly 2 bars before K. 2 before K. 283. These are the worst page turns in the world. I'm sorry. Really, every time when there's a Generalpause, there somebody has to turn the page. We should write also. I mean, it's a new edition. They take some of these things. Yes. One last thing. Sorry. One last thing for the main theme when it comes to dum, bum, bum, pam. The low note has an accent as well. Dum, bum, bum, pam. Yeah. Even though it's the lowest, we need special registration here. Okay, let's go to the trio because this all comes back. And now what I find interesting, and Clive, maybe you can give more insight into this. He writes for the trio in gleichen Tempo, which would imply that if he would not have written it, somebody would have thought it would be in a different tempo. Is that true for the classical period as well, or what do you think? Or what do you know?
I think they were very flexible. The trios were slower. Okay.
So we should more or less retain the same tempo with flexibility, of course. Let's see what happens. Now the question is which tempo, you know, which of the 7 we already did. Okay, directly. First 2 bars again. As a plan for this whole trio, that the duplets are never the same. Play with the kind of idea of either bringing the second beat a little early, or prolonging the first one. I would, for example, this is almost slightly tripletized, if you agree. Yeah, and if we have this, I would bring the second note early, and maybe even slide between just a micro portamento. Yeah, let's try this, and almost as well kind of play with this kind of lilting rhythm of the duplets. Yeah. Okay, trio again. The worst nightmare of a conductor. You do something, nothing happens. this one. This is beautiful violas. I would like still think in the 21 in the pianissimo. That we never stop the line. I hear a little bit too much. Ja, die Pianissimo-Stelle, genau. Still, just having the idea of this endless legato. Let's think this is kind of the alto section of a choir. Yeah. Can we just do strings once?
Okay, going 37, is there a crescendo because we have crescendo to the last note?
To the last note, yes. You are closing with the kind of open question, and here's a subito pianissimo again. So it kind of goes crosswise. Yeah. Let's do just strings once, and violins. Can I have again a little bit more dense sound, and again this flirrend, like Sommernachtstraum feeling of these tremolo. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Just strings. Let's not bring this bar 11 later. Yeah. I would take more time on the second note of bar 10. But not kind of bring the downbeat later, if that makes sense. Can the pizzicati be drier and more like a humorous commentary? Look at the violas again singing and trying to be a choir, yeah? Same thing. One, excellent. Let's do this again. And yeah, I know the crescendo is there, but let's let the violas do it. Yeah, let the violas. Oh, you don't have one. Yeah, technically you already are in the crescendo from 727, right? Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Okay, everybody trio. Everybody, tutti.
Kurze Frage, die Pizzicati sagen immer abpassiert oder ist es bam 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 oder bam bam bam?
Also ich würde sozusagen die Geografie zeigen, ja, bam bam bam, aber nicht langsam, also nicht abschließend, ja, bam 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 bam, als ob ihr das als Sequenz 700 Mal spielt, ja. Wie alles andere. Okay. Noch einmal. would be nice to have some contact here because I'm trying a record. Okay, can I have once only cello basses and glass, 2 bars before A? You don't need to play the 2 bars before A, but everybody knows that. Für dieses Ostinato, was wir da haben. 2 before A, das wird bam, bam, bim, bam, bam, das ist ganz mühelos passiert, ja? 2 before A, 2 before A. 1 and go. It's a quick change between tips and arco. If the last note doesn't get played by all of you, that's not a problem. But the important thing is that the intention is bum, bum, bim, bum, bum, bim, bum, bum, because they're taking over from you. Yeah, same thing. Bum, bum, bim. Eins und go. Dieser Anfang von dem Body, fast zu früh. Body. Für dieses Ostinato, ja? Okay, same thing and then we go on in tutti, ja? 2 before A, tutti, ja. 1, It goes on. Don't close the figure. Yeah, don't close the figure. Let's tripletize them slightly. Irgendwas damit machen. Wenn wir nicht alle das Gleiche tun, ist auch nicht so schlimm. Direkt A. Direkt A. Hauptsache nicht gerade sozusagen. A. Und 1. So it's so delicate, but we have to change the notes at the same time, at least here in 91. And also, when we change the harmony, let's make sure that we really change them on the downbeat platform.
Yeah, I just was thinking that the places where the second violins and first violins play the melody, the violas are doing some wonderful plotting between those strings. The violins are not doing that. I mean, just looking at the first violin part in 57, if you play the first finger on the G sharp, it's the G flat, then the fingers go all the way up to B flat, and we hear that right to the last motion before you play the C flat. You see what I mean? You're playing the G flat with the first finger. At the end of the bar, the first finger goes all the way up to B flat, and then you put down, as the bow changes, you put down the other finger.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could, but I wouldn't necessarily. But when you come down from the E flat to the A flat, when you come down from the E flat to the A flat in 60 to 61, you can do the same thing coming down. Just slide the fourth finger down to the C flat.
Yeah,
but very fast.
look for places to fill in the sound, basically, right?
Yeah.
Fill in the legato between both strokes as well. Because as I think people already say in the beginning of the 19th century, when nothing is marked, it is legato. You know, when nothing special is marked. So that means even between both strokes, there has to be some sort of yeah. While we were at it, I think the pizzicati can be more excited. Yeah, from 69, 70, 71, just kind of keep it going. Yeah. Yeah, I would play that all on the district. All on this district.
Yeah, this one. But the next is...
Sure, try it, yeah. And I'm starting to hear some nice kind of portamento adjacent things in the clarinets, I think. Let's go further. Let's go further with this. Let's try experimenting between like short intervals, like small intervals, but also if you feel like quick 5 or something like that. I would like to hear more of that. Yeah, let's try that.
The way the wind instruments can do it, I think, is by just slightly flattening the note before shifting to the next one. So if you have a falling fifth or something, just slightly flatten the higher note before you go to the next one.
Okay, let's do A. Bring the second note early, but don't stay on it then too long. Yeah, the beat goes on. Yeah, same thing. And yeah, sorry, I still hear it. Eins und eins. Change the winds to mezzo piano, please, in 103 for this beginning, mezzo piano, to give the violas just more room for that melody. They still are hoped to make it, even though we are imitating them. Yeah. Very nice stuff before. Thank you. Horns. This wop, that still needs to have a little bit more momentum in 71, 72. That already slows down a little bit too much. We're slowing down for real in 75, 76, yeah? Let's do this all again. Last time up.
Just one question. Accents, what do you think is a vibrato? Actually, we're trying to play almost without.
Yeah.
And then these things where we have accents, like fast and simon. Then you
yeah, and let's think of what we heard from Marie Soldat, so really narrow. I think a really narrow vibrato. Yes. Which then sounds also like Selma Fitz yesterday. So really narrow. Yeah? Go. Danke, vielen Dank. Thank you. 7, 8. Danke. Between 108 and 109, let's not wait. We want to go there. And Raschen mit Gern. Okay. Es kommt noch mal, Leute, ich weiß, für heute. Es sind immer noch mehr als die ersten Geigen heute. Aber direkt 91, das ist 2 Takte vor Ratschenreprise. 91. Ja, 91 ist nur Geigen, sollten das sein. Ganz genau, fest. Ja. Des-Moll. Das Diminuendo einen Takt später. Weil das möchte ich gerne noch dieses Fest wirklich solistisch wahrnehmen. Nice. Good stuff. Once more. Nice. Sehr gut, Welle. 91. Nice one. Okay, thank you everybody. Let's go to the finale, please. And I would love to encourage for this afternoon when we do the run-through that we retain these ideas that we have and that we kind of keep pushing them forward and see how far we can do. This is a kind of pre-dress rehearsal, yeah, so that we kind of still can experiment, because I would love for some of these things to just kind of enter the way we would play this, you know, by just in a natural way, even though it might be a little bit theoretical now that we do, but there's so many nice things already happening that I think it would be great to just kind of go one bit further. Okay, finale. I'm still thinking of these quarter notes in the beginning. Not every one of them is together. Yeah, can we really make sure that we kind of have the same bow strokes in downbeat, downbow and upbow. Yeah. Und Flöten, der Auftrag zu Flöten, der kann fast ein bisschen früh sein. Okay.
I think generally there should be more metric words.
Wow.
Because it's been pom, 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 and then
Yeah.
pop, pop, beep, pop, beep, pop, pop, pop.
Yeah.
second one should be lighter than the first one.
Yeah, because I was thinking of that as kind of one line of yeah, in terms of phrasing.
I guess it's the norm, they a bit lighter.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Let's try this, yeah? Yeah, but still as a line. Yeah, still as a line. Yeah, I think that's nice. Yeah.
Swing like just
while retaining the pulse, of course. Yeah, da, here. And then I think the accents should not slow down the beat. Yeah, da, dee, 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 dee. Even think of them being early. Yeah. One last time beginning, please. Please help me. Help me from 23 onwards. Let's not insist on the tempo. Yeah. 15. Nice. Oh. Like this third degree and following, this big kind of first thing. I still think of that as a long phrase. With that being the highlight. So let's try to not bring the second beat in 34 late, yeah? And then we can park. Yeah. And
So the violins of all the strings that are playing down bows have got to make the gaps as small as possible between the down bows. And the winds should be playing more or less legato.
yeah. And that was also the question that we had sometimes about the idea of marcato, which concerns the beginning of the note but not the length of the note, right? So that even when it is marcato, there can be kind of a marking at the beginning of the note, but it doesn't say that we shorten the note, especially in moments like these. And then the big question is, Clive, the first violins, are they allowed to kind of play a little bit with slurring and stuff in 47, because that's an awfully long place for playing 6 couplets, 12 notes in a bar.
It is very expensive. But he's pretty careful normally about that kind of thing. I think he didn't intend it.
Okay, then we don't say it. But let's make them still kind of a musically logical phrase.
Yeah, I think it's that. I mean, sorry. So we're just going to like a
Ja, ich glaube auch hier, wenn wir einfach
like
diesen
melody.
Melody and also non equal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Something like
Let's keep experimenting with that. 57 Pauke, das sind Vierer, ja? Ich weiß nicht, ob Sie...
Ja, ich hab's
gut.
tatsächlich drin und...
Hat aber aufgepasst. Ja.
May I put forward my provocative question? The grace notes in A. Would you have expected to hear it like it's written, like a piano arpeggio going down, or does it maybe suggest any effect in the orchestra? The grace notes 2 after
29.
To my mind, it is unsatisfied.
Yeah, it's very difficult with those sort of figures to be sure whether if this is going to be a 4-beat or a relatively accent.
I'm really thinking in terms of portamento or big portamento, not only play those grace notes, those 2 little grace notes, but play more in between.
Yeah.
I'm really asking, what it is. Or it's just...
I don't think he envisaged that necessarily.
Piano.
No, I don't think he envisaged that, but of course the players would have done whatever would come to them. So,
I mean, the question is, would it be comfortable to play that as a bliss, or would it not be? In a moment like that, in the violins for sure not, but maybe in other parts. Yeah.
At least here. This makes a difference, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. Also, what is possible in the idea of a grace note? I think, to me, it's just a noise at the beginning of the next note, and that noise can be filled in with the portamento. Yeah. In any case, thank you, double basses, for helping with the pushing before A, because that really helps greatly. I think we should take the break now. We go on at 12:20. Let's tune at 12:20, please.